Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. Don't worry about this thing right here. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Anyway, I am your pal Orpheus, and we are here playing Blade and Sorcery today. We are on the PC, and it is a gorgeous day here, another great day for murder. And today I want to talk to you about something, an experience I don't think that everybody has had, and that is being interrogated by the police. Look, don't judge me right away. We'll get to it. All right, so here we go. Let's pop back into our body. Before we begin, I wanted to show you this thing. I've featured this in a few. It's in survival mode, so occasionally this pops up. This is called the Otsuchi, and oh boy, you have to see this before I get started. This is like the Mario hammer from hell. Let's just kind of see if I can get this guy's head to go. Okay, yeah, and one more time just for fun. That is what I was talking about right there. If you want that Headbreaker mod back, I will link in the comments below or in the description of the video how to get that mod back. It was gone. It's now gone in update 12. I have a way to get it back. Take a look in the description. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get things kicked off today. We have the sword cane. We have the Kopesh. Ooh, and we have the club. Well, I think in this case we'll have to go for the sword cane. It is just cool as hell. We'll get rid of that right there. Woo! So here we go. No, I want to grab it this way. There we go. That's right. All right. So I hope you're doing well wherever you are today, whether it is day or night. Come here. Come here. I want to stab you. Come here. Let me tap your sword. Come here. It's Arnold coming out again. Coming to kill you. Ah. Oh, I'm sorry when I go off on those tangents. I hope you like when I do those voices. I used to do voice work a long time ago, so it is fun for me to do that stuff. So, now with that first traditional slow motion kill out of the way and our second one well off the bat there, let's talk about what I want to talk about today. And that is, a long time ago in a galaxy not so far away, this one in fact, your old pal Orpheus was involved in a sting operation. And when I say involved in a sting operation, I don't mean like like I was part of it, like, you know, part of the police force that was helping to take down a criminal. No. I was the criminal in that case. I actually did a video about it. I think it's called, appropriately enough, the Sting Operation. I'll link it right up here. Yeah, right there. Okay. So, let me go over it briefly. I used to work for an entertainment company years ago, and while working for them, I wanted to start a union. They didn't want me to start a union. I only got paid $94.13. $94 and something cents for like an 8-hour gig, which was absolutely awful. So, I quit one day. I just up and quit. And so I dumped my trunk full of stuff back at the headquarters, all my DJ equipment and everything, and I left. Well, several months later, I had discovered in the trunk of the car, stuffed up under where the spare tire was, a set of CDs that belonged to the company. Well, I was all in FU mode. Gross. I was all in FU mode for that company, so I was like, you know what? These belong to me now. And then money got a little tight one day, and we had a friend that we used to talk to a lot, and I called him up, and I said, do you know anyone that would want to buy these CDs? And he's like, yeah, you know. No, wait, did it go the other way around? I think he called me one day, and... yeah, I think he called me one day and said he had a friend that was a stripper that needed some music for some private gigs, and did I know where I could find any? And I told him, yep, you know, I got some CDs, and it'll cost, you know, I think it $3.50 for whatever it was. And so I went and sold the CDs, and it was a sting operation. As soon as I went outside, cops surrounded us. It was interesting. And so got handcuffed. Boy, that was fun. Taken to the ground on a nice snowy evening in Michigan. Oh boy. Anyway, so there I was. I'm in the back of a car, in the cop car, and I had never been arrested before. At least not like this. I had been like arrested for other things, but it was just more like come with us instead of like a criminal case, getting handcuffed and everything. So I'm sitting there in the back of the cop car, and I realized for the first time in my life that it sucks to be handcuffed with your hands behind you. Let me do this with your hands behind you on the chair, right on the seat. This car fortunately had one of those little wells, like for you to put your hands in. They have them like behind your butt. It's hard to explain what they are, but they allow you to sit down fully in the back of the cop car. Anyway, shh. She was a little too much. That is our drama queen of the day. Refused to get off screen. Ding, 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 ding. Anyway, so I get to the police station, and they had called my parents already. I'm not sure. I think it was my girlfriend at the time gave them that number. Gave them the number for my parents. And I guess my mom had told them that I was a at risk for self-harm kind of person. And so they put me in this holding cell that was like in the main processing area where they do all the mug shots and fingerprints, and they had their desks where they did all their normal stuff, and they had like filing cabinets and everything. Everyone kind of hung out in that area, and then there was this plexiglass cell, right? So imagine it like the whole thing here, and then there's like this cell where the front of it was made of plexiglass. And there was a toilet in there, and a bench, and the bench had a little cushion on it, and that was it. That was all there was in there. Well, so they could get they could watch me the whole time. So I'm sitting in there, and I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out, because I knew it's not like I was like, I've been wronged. I knew what I did. Like I knew full well that I had done something wrong. Ooh, let's get her. Come on. Nice miss, Orpheus. Okay, well, she died anyway from shock. That's what we'll tell the coroner. Anyway, so I'm in that cell, and I'm waiting. Ooh, and then these two guys come in, and they are big guys. Like I'm a smaller guy. Like right now, how do I put this? I used to be 5'9", and then from all the damage to my spine, I'm now 5'6". I've lost 3 inches over the years, which sucks. So I'm a smaller guy right now, but I used to be bigger. But these guys were absolutely gigantic. Like, look. Geez, lady. It may have been a little bit of like, intimidation factor. Going on, because it was like I'm in the total subservient position here, as Khan would say, I'm in no position to negotiate, that kind of thing. Oh, well, that was a shock of his life, no pun intended. Anyway, take that and that, and so these two guys come in, and they're huge. They're like they had to be 6'4", 6'5" each. And one of them was really muscly, and the other guy was just tall, right? And when I say one guy was muscly, I mean like he looked like a pro wrestler. This guy was just like came hulking in, his arms like that. And so they take me into a small room that was right off of that little staging, or that little office area, and it was like one of the nice. If you've ever seen interrogation footage, they on purpose they make these rooms for interrogation very bleak. Right? There you go. She not dead yet? No, she is. Okay. So they make the interrogation rooms very much bleak on purpose, right? Let's see what we got here. Oh, I gotta go with that, eh? Come on, eh? I gotta go with that there, you know. So, the interrogation rooms they're very stark. This one was very white and very bright. The lights inside there were those fluorescent tubes, so it was very bright in there and very. Give back my sword! Oh my god! And so everything was kind of, it was scary to begin with, but like this room made you feel like you were like, well, I mean, it made you feel like you were being interrogated for something, which is precisely what was going on, and it just. You know, I'm sitting there on a chair that was extremely uncomfortable. They do that on purpose too. They make you feel like. Excuse me. Excuse me. Go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay now. That's inappropriate. Anyway, so. I'm sitting there in this really uncomfortable plastic chair, and they're sitting there in their two office chairs. I gotta re-enchant this. I hate the lightning enchant. Yeah, take that. Turns it into a laser beam. Anyway, so these two guys start asking me about what happened, and I didn't know a lawyer. I didn't know that my family had a lawyer for me. And yes, I know, you're not supposed to talk to the cops, okay? I know, don't get on me. Don't at me in the comments for that, because I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat. I told them basically everything. Wow, it's just gonna drop. I told them basically every single little detail about what was going on, because, alright, so, before you judge me on this, when they interrogate you, they make you feel like you are someone that is extremely low, like someone that is. I mean, you're in deep shit to begin with, right? That's why you're being interrogated. And so, when it comes to them asking you questions, they want to make sure that you feel like you're doing something to help yourself, right? And so they'll tell you stuff like, you know, if you cooperate and you tell us what we need to know, then we'll go ahead and we'll tell the DA and the prosecuting team and everything that you're being helpful and you're being. Let's see, can I stick him to the wall? Oh no, I couldn't. Okay. So they'll say, you know, we'll tell the DA that you're being cooperative. Oh, nice. And so that'll help with your sentencing. I mean, it can't hurt, right? You know, it's gonna do everything it can in order to get you going on that. And so they're asking me questions about like, where did you get this idea in order to sell the CDs? And it was like, you know, hey, it was a friend of mine that asked. What just happened? What just happened? Oh my god! Anyway, so you know they're asking me questions about like, you know, what was I planning on doing with the money? Was I gonna buy drugs with it? Because I had mentioned, it was funny. I had mentioned on the phone, one of the phone calls that they had recorded. I had mentioned that I was gonna buy some pot with it. Right? And so immediately they had to figure I was going to be some drug kingpin and they're going to find a bunch of baggies and everything. And, you know, because back then $350 worth of marijuana was a pretty significant, you know, amount. We're talking like, you know, half a pound, maybe a little more. I don't know. I wasn't up on drug costs because I would buy an eighth at a time. Everybody chill out. So they're asking me about like, you know, where did I get my drugs and what am I gonna do and how does that work? And I was like, look, guys, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I want to be helpful and everything, and I told you everything that I know. I don't have like a dealer. I don't sell to people. Did I just hit him with that guy's head? Nice. I'll have to watch that on the playback, see if it was visible. Anyway, so they're asking me questions. So they started focusing in on the weed, and it was like, oh god, this is getting uncomfortable because when they start asking you questions like that, they want you to give up, you know, your dealer and stuff. Okay. Now, before you look, there's a lot of disclaimers on this one. Before you get all angry with me, I didn't snitch. Okay. I didn't snitch. Now, what I did is I told him the plan that I was going to do with some of the money, because I told him, you know, it was going to go for rent and for groceries and for gas, you know, like living expenses. I wasn't like just looking to you know, run some smuggling ring or anything. I just wanted to have some money to live, you know, and so I was going to buy weed with some of it. Oh, you know, damn, what, you scumbag kind of thing. So they were focusing in on the marijuana real hard, like really hard. And so I told them, look, I was going to go buy this stuff, and I wanted to take it back to where I was living. I was living a couple hours away, and I said, I just, you know, I wanted to have some smoke. And they say, well, what if we get you to, we give you the money, we have you go to your friend's house and buy it, and then you come back and you give us the marijuana, and you told us where this guy lived, and then we could, you know, go in there and we'll take care of him, and we'll help the DA. The DA will lessen your charges. And I was like, you know, let me think about this for a second. And they put me back in the cell. And at that moment, they knock on the cell door and they say, you know, well, it wasn't really knocking on the cell door. It's more like, you know, coming up to the window and telling me. It was like, hey, your lawyer's on the phone. And once again, I'm like, I don't have a lawyer, right? Because they were getting me all ready to do this, to go and drive to this guy's house, and I had like this elaborate plan too. I was gonna like stash some of it in a like a, I don't even know what I had. I think it was like an empty paper cup or something. I was gonna like ball some of it in there and throw it out the window on the way back to the police station, because I was like, "There's no way, dude. I'm gonna want to smoke up like crazy when I get done with this, right?" So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting to go. Because I was like, you know, I'm considering this, and I don't know what to do, and I'm feeling bad about it. And again, you know, your lawyer's on the phone, and I'm just like, I don't have a lawyer, right? And I get on the phone, and it's one of my family's attorneys. I guess they had an attorney that they called, and they told him what was going on, and he called and he said, hey, Orpheus. Boy, again, I almost said my name. I gotta stop doing that. Thank God I'm not doing these live on Twitch. Damn. So he says, what are you doing? You know, Orpheus, what are you doing? What have you done? Have you talked to them? I said, yeah, I talked to him. I told him basically everything. And he said, oh, you know, we can deal with that later. Ooh, brained. Oh, there you go. Speaking of brained. My gosh, what is going on? Anyway, so he says, well, you know, what are they having you do right now? And I briefly explained it. I said, you know, I was going to go buy some weed. They want me to go and do this. He said, don't. He said, are you like in handcuffs right now? I said, no. He said, are they going to let you go to like go do this thing? I said, yes. Oh, Lance, nice. Oh, that's an especially funny joke to about 1 or 2 people. Anyway. He says. Anyway, so he says, they're gonna let you go to oh boy. Oh, he says they're gonna let you go in order to take care of this thing? I said, yeah. He says, huh, okay, so here's what I want you to do. He said, I want you to get in your car, take the money, get in your car, and go home. Now, let me explain just a second why this is worth telling, this story about the interrogation. Now, you've been asking yourself, why would you talk to them, Orpheus? You're such a dum-dum, right? Let me tell you what these interrogators did. Now, they're not supposed to be able to get physical with you. They're not supposed to be able to, they're not supposed to be able to threaten you. They're not supposed to be able to, tell you about favors that they can do. Well, much like my experience with the Navy, those rules were broken pretty quickly. I was pushed back out of my chair onto the floor at one point by the bigger, muscly guy. I was told by the tall guy that if I didn't cooperate, they would send me to the county jail, and I would get sexually assaulted by some inmates there. And they threatened me with that a lot, guys. Man, I mean, like, a half a dozen times at least. They were like, you know, if you don't answer us, we're going to make sure that, you know, you get sent to the county jail, and you're going to be in a place where they're, you know... Ew. Her head, like... Once again, if you want that, look in the description below. I'll link where I got the mod. It's pretty simple to install onto your PC. If you know how to use a computer, you'll know how to do. I'll briefly explain it in the comments below. Anyway, so they threatened me with that so much, and I was so scared of that it was like, look, I have to cooperate. That was part of my motivation. I didn't know what to do. I was freaking out. Anyway, so I hope you didn't judge me on that one. I tried to hold my ground, but I was a dum-dum. I was young, and I was scared. And don't worry, I ended up okay after that. I didn't have to go to prison or anything. It was a... Go watch that video. It's... It's a pretty fun story. Anyway, so that's my experience getting interrogated by the police. Have you ever been interrogated? Have you ever had to answer questions from cops for whatever reason? Let me know in the comment... Wow. Let me know in the comments below. We'll talk about it, and we'll start a discussion. Anyway, I'm glad you're watching. I'm glad you keep watching. Do well, be well, and treat yourself well, because you know what? You deserve it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.